What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first Hotline PSA. And with everything going on with tryouts right now, this is going to be a PSA for players on 3 tips that you can do during tryouts to succeed and the do's and don'ts for parents. I think obviously both sides are very important and they relate to how these tryouts are going to go for your family and obviously your kid that is trying out. So 3 tips to start here for yourself as a player is number 1, control what you can control. Okay, you hear it all the time, but what does that actually mean? Do what you can do to have a great tryout. Get good sleep, eat right. If you're prepared, you're mentally going to go into those tryouts and whatever happens, happens. You're controlling what you can control, and that's all you can do. Number 2, play your game. Don't try to be a player that you're not. Don't try to do too much. We always say play within your toolbox, and whatever your tools are, pull those out during those tryouts and play with confidence. If you make a mistake, it's okay. Everybody's going to make mistakes. And that brings us into number 3. If you do have a bad shift or you make a bad play, shake it off. Everybody makes bad plays. There's NHL guys out there making $1 million a year, making bad plays every night. And it is what it is. You just got to shake it off and make sure your next shift or your next tryout is the best it can be. Now, on to the do's and don'ts for parents. Number 1, don't be worrying about who coaches are talking to. What is this family saying about that family? Stay out of that stuff. It's going to be everywhere, and it doesn't matter. The coaches are going to pick their teams on who they want, who they think is going to help them win games. And as always, there's going to be politics involved. Okay, there's no secret about it. That's just the life we live in the hockey. That's part of sports. Sadly, but truly it is. 2, just like your players, control the controllables. Okay, make sure you're making your kid get good rest, good food. Make sure that they're not staying up too late during tryouts or a week before tryouts, and making sure that they're doing everything that they can do because you're there to help them. And number 3, stay off of social media. Okay, coaches constantly talk. Coaches are constantly looking at that stuff. Okay, don't be airing out your success or failures. Obviously, everybody's going to post where their kids made and be very happy for them, but don't post any of that stuff before tryouts are over. If things don't go your way, as much as we all want to rip apart coaches and rip apart organizations or my kid's better than these kids, in the long run, it's not going to help you. If anything, it puts a chip on coaches' shoulders and organizations' shoulders because they don't want to deal with families that might stir the pot all the time. I obviously understand sticking up for your player and your kid and your family, but there's better ways to do it than putting everything on social media these days because it's a small world, small hockey world, and everybody does talk. So those are the do's and don'ts for parents during tryouts and the tips for your player. Everybody have a great tryout season.